This is how you attack NUMBANI with Reinhardt. Hey, what's up everyone? Ace of Spades here, back with another Overwatch tank review guide. So we just talked about how to defend with Reinhardt. Now let's go ahead and talk about how to attack with Reinhardt. Since NUMBANI first is one of the harder points to engage with Rein. A lot of people know where to play, and then going into second and third is all about which corners to play to give your team an advantage. So let's go ahead and get into it here. So there is 4 options that you can choose from to attack this point, but only 2 are viable and places where you actually get success. The other ones, you just put yourself at complete disadvantage. Not very good. So do you know which ones are the good ways? Think about it. Think to yourself, what is it? All right, so go far left. Yeah, that's a no from me, man. And the reason why going far left is not good is that you have to worry about them contesting you from high ground. Your supports have to push out of the open, and then you getting far left to the steps, even onto point, is just not good. Going under is what you'd want to do if you're trying to get to left side. This is the first option. Is you can go under. You can either contest, go to the far high ground, or you can just go under here, go to point, force them to have to drop down and contest, and then get an engage from there. So this is one of the options that's solid. And then the other option that is good is going from top left. Probably the most classic way, tried and true, works, is every team like, hey, we're gonna go up top here, and then bang, you're gonna worry about, hey, 3 2 1, let's push out. And the reason why this is probably the best and most ideal first starting fight way you'd want to go is that once you push out, it gives you all this extra space to your team, because the supports are probably going to be playing over there, DPS are going to be playing over there. This just forces them out. If they're on a dive comp, then you just slowly push out here, watch for the nade. It's probably one of the biggest things with Reinhardt against an Ana player, is that when they see you pushing through, they're going to look for a nade, or they're going to look for a delayed nade when you drop your shield. So just think about that in your head. That's the one thing that you have to worry about as Reinhardt on this, pushing this point against an Ana, is that just be staring at her, all right, she's looking at the nade, bang, you block it. Now you have a pretty good advantage to, go ahead and take all this space for free, or, kill their tank if he jumped in. So, yep, this is good. The last spot that wasn't very ideal is going from main, and you can probably see why. That's probably going to be a DPS or a tank up here. There's going to be DPS and support there. You going main, you can't really shield much. They can just go around from high grounds and just assassinate you. So don't worry about going main as Reinhardt. Either you're going to go from under to point if you really needed to go point, or you go from top here and clear out all the high grounds, and then from here drop to point. If they have a Reinhardt or a Ramatra and they're meeting you, then look for close pins. Don't, it's probably not ideal to be like, hey man, I'm gonna go and kill him and knock him off. You'll probably die before you make it that far. So yeah, it might be funny, but depending on if you're trying to win games, then maybe not do that. Do short corner pins from here to here is good if they're playing close. You can push out, look for a pin on here, but yeah, most of the likely you're gonna have to try and block the nade pushing out, and then now you can look for a pin off the map when it's from here to here. It's a lot closer, and hopefully you'll be more health rather than just YOLO pinning it in. So yeah, that's kind of how you want to attack the first point. After you force them down, don't really need to stay high ground, pushing down here and playing this corner, because this is where they're going to be contesting from. So just worry about shutting down this corner. Don't let them get onto point for free, and you're good to go. Most of the time nobody's really going to come from this side, and if they do, then kind of leave that up to your DPS or one of your healers to shoot them before they contest. You just shut down this corner, then go there afterwards if there's nobody else on point to deal with. So yeah, that is first point all covered, done, easy clap. So now going on to second, just be playing with cards, play this corner, then from this corner the next, you know, best spot you want to do is you want to try and get to that bus. So as cart slowly pushes up, then from here you probably, you know, try and invest some ultimates, push up to the corners, and then just make sure that, you know, you're using as much of the map cover as possible, so you don't just sit there with your shield. There's no need to be playing on this left side. You know, it's just once your shield breaks, it's not good. You know, just having your team go out here, and then you can still shield off. You know, let's say your DPS wants to be over there and they need, you know, peek. It's like their shield is still good enough to shield them. You don't have to be, you know, out here in the open to shield literally everything. They, you know, can use the part of the shield to take the space that they need to. So just worry about always, you know, corner to corner, playing good map distance, and then you'll get a lot more success with Reinhardt. And also playing this close allows you to get pins on, you know, let's say like the tank's pushing up, a DPS is pushing up, something like that. It's a lot easier to get a pin like that and catch somebody off guard rather than playing out in the open like this and then going for a pin, because you're probably going to get, you know, slept. You're just going to get shredded by their DPS. And, you know, this is just, no, don't do that. So first point, you know, you're going to be playing there. Second, get to this corner. Now, third is you're going to probably want to be, you know, getting to this, you know, car, playing this corner, you know, shutting them down, potentially maybe clearing out the left side, but you kind of just, it's kind of straightforward with Ryan on second. You're kind of just playing where the cart is and then using these like tiny, you know, covers to your advantage. The only difference that is probably for like the other characters is once you're going into third point here, you don't really want to be playing like this for their recontest. And the reason for that is you're just going to be getting sniped at. You're going to be completely shredded. Pushing up to this corner allows you to still contest that space, but back up from safety if you need, and your supports are probably going to be here to be able to heal you. Playing the left side, they're going to have to push out into the open and have a risk of, you know, getting sniped or something to be able to heal you from here. So, you know, recontesting, holding this space is perfectly fine on like the second point for their next initial fight. But if you were to lose, you know, any of these fights, it's kind of the same thing, the same pathing. You could try and clear high ground if it's a problem, but going from like here all the way around, yeah, kind of just leave it up to you, you know, your DPS, call it out if you really need to, because by the time you open up through the top here, your shield's gonna break. So yeah, it's kind of like a last resort, is Hail Mary played hopefully to clear out the top, but just go main, force them to come point, fight against you, and get value that way with Ryan. So now going into attacking on to third. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. For this point, car pushes up, try and push out to take this initial angle if you can, and then from here is like, this is the 100% most ideal. If you win, you know, third, getting your just leaving one on cart and you pushing up to this corner is the best case scenario that you want to do. And the reason for this is that it leaves, you know, their DPS and tank having to, you know, push out into a lot more open area, and gives yourself some cover to, you know, kite back, hide from, get your supports places to hide and everything, rather than trying to take the fight from here, which kind of leaves everybody out in the open, and you run the risk of somebody flanking up top, dropping down, and then, you know, going on your backline, depending if they have like a dive comp or, you know, Tracer, Sombra, Genji, something I like to always do those big flanks. So pushing up to this corner, super huge, super important. Get here as much as you can, but, you know, if not, then just going from left, or right, now that I'm looking this way, right, and then, you know, going to there. Don't really want to ever see you as Ryan playing the left side. You don't get any value this way, and you're just out in the open. So always play corners. I'm gonna keep friggin' saying this over and over again. Play the corners, play the corners, play the corners. Do that as much as possible. as Ryan, and you'll give a lot more success and a lot easier on the pins. So here, bang, corner, bang, push up to this corner. And then from here, it's you kind of just taking the fight to point. There's not really much covers you can go from. Clearing out right sides, not very useful, just because you're going to be out of LOS. If the healers or the DPS are there, then you can just, you know, force them to take the fight on point and good to go. Going left side with Reinhardt's also not very good, just because once you get to this left side and they all rotate it, because they're not just going to fight you here for free. Their DPS and support's going to play from here. So what are you going to do? Yeah, you're just going to hold shield, and they'll be so far away, your shield's going to break before you get there. So don't really worry about going, you know, the far left, the far right as Reinhardt. Just play main, look for engages, force them to come cart onto third, and then from here is where you will get the most value. And, you know, just keep telling your teammate, like, you know, bunker up or watch out for, like, you know, flanker or something on top. Yeah. I guess the last thing that we can talk about is on third. Let's say they do have, you know, sometimes you're going to run into new monkey or diva ball that are going to be contesting the high ground. So you don't want to just go from main every fight against that. So the one thing that you'd want to do if you're, you know, attacking and, you know, you keep going main and you keep getting dove on, recontesting, just walk up, clear off the high ground. So after you go out there, then once you know, you force them out of here, then you can just drop down and then play the corner and take the fight. So that's kind of how you'd want to retake that point. If you are against a dive comp, you're having trouble against that, then other than that, good to go. Get the big fatty shatties and carry the game with the Reinhardt. But yeah, that overall covers everything you need to know for attacking NUMBANI third. Hope it was helpful for you guys. Every Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday. I'll be doing hella guides then. Every Tuesday, Friday, a new guide coming out. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff helps. And till the next video. Peace.